Jackson Howe's driver idled the electric SUV at the curb and waited for the CEO to finish a call. Through the tinted window, Jackson studied the community recreation center, whose brick facade was papered with hand-painted signs. Miles of Smiles Charity Marathon Kickoff Night! Every letter was outlined in glitter. A giant smiling shoe pranced under multicolored streamers. "Is there a reason we couldn't have sponsored this from afar?" he muttered to his CMO on the phone. "Write a check, put the logo on a banner, call it life-changing." "Board wants you visible, Jackson," came the tinny reply. "Warm-blooded, empathetic. Investors have opinions after that podcast." Right. The podcast in which he compared feelings to software bugs in the human operating system. He slid the phone into his blazer, exhaled, and stepped out. Inside the gymnasium, a brass band of fifth graders belted "Eye of the Tiger." Parents wielding smartphones, orbited tables stacked with energy bars. Jackson found the volunteer desk, received a canvas tote emblazoned with the mascot shoe, and pushed through the crowd toward the pairing station. This marathon wasn't just a race. It was an 8-week buddy program. Experienced runners were paired with newcomers, so everyone crossed the finish line. A pleasant idea, sure, for people with leisure time. Jackson's schedule was already coded in quarter-hour blocks, but optics are optics. He skimmed the pairing board. Next to his name, Jackson Howe, sponsor, was scrawled, "Buddy Maya Flores, age 29, occupation, kindergarten teacher, experience, can run after 16 tiny humans all day." "Perfect," he said to no one. "Hi, are you Jackson?" The voice was sunshine. He turned. Maya Flores wore neon sneakers, leggings patterned with cartoon planets, and a ponytail that bounced as if animated by Pixar. She held out her hand like a kid offering a friendship bracelet. "Looks like we're partners in mileage crime." "Jackson Howe," he shook once briskly. "Full disclosure, I agreed to this under duress." "I agreed under glitter," she said, pointing to flecks on her cheeks. "My class decorated the signs. They practically signed me up while my back was turned." Someone blew a whistle, and the organizer herded pairs to folding chairs for orientation. Maya scooted next to Jackson. Her phone case, he noticed, was shaped like a smiling avocado. The organizer, Coach Denise, explained the program. 3 weekday runs together, 1 weekend-long run, a weekly progress log. Accountability, encouragement, shared playlists. Jackson raised a hand. "What if one partner prefers independent training?" Coach Denise's eyes narrowed, as if she'd spotted a cheater in dodgeball. "Then that partner remembers, this is for charity," Maya whispered. "She's a retired Marine sergeant." I Googled. Fantastic. Orientation ended with a group stretch. Jackson dialed up a reluctant quadriceps, while Maya counted aloud. 1 jelly bean, 2 jelly bean. "Do you always count candy?" he asked. "It stops me from cheating numbers. Plus, it's sweet." She grinned. "So, when's our first run?" "My mornings start at 5 with a standing treadmill meeting," he said. "But I can allocate 30 minutes at 6:30 p.m., post-earnings call." "Great. I finish parent pickup at 3. Plenty of time for lesson plans and laminating before I meet you." He wondered what laminating entailed, but decided not to ask. Week 1 Tuesday evening, Jackson entered Riverside Park wearing performance gear engineered by a startup his company had recently acquired. He expected a wait. Yet Maya was already jogging in place beneath a maple. She waved so vigorously her ponytail lassoed the air. "I warmed up by chasing squirrels for a minute," she said. He set his smartwatch. "Pace, 8 minutes per mile for 3 miles. Whoa, Formula City. It's efficient. Can we add a chat interval?" He stared. She elaborated. "Every mile, a question. You ask one, I ask one." He nearly objected, but her eyes had the invincible optimism of a kindergartner showing finger paint. They started off. Mile 1 flew by as Maya narrated The drama of classroom pet election. Goldie the goldfish versus Captain Crunch the hamster. Mile 2, Jackson described pivoting his company from dating apps to AI-driven productivity. Mile 3, Maya asked, "What's your favorite smell?" He blanked. She said hers was fresh crayons. Post-run, she produced 2 chocolate milks from a cooler bag. Recovery drink. He declined, sugar, but she pressed until he took a swig. It tasted like the 1990s. Thursday, similar drill. She'd made a playlist called Bloom Boom Pow, heavy on early 2000s pop. Somehow, his strides matched the ridiculous beat. Week 2, Saturday's long run, was scheduled for 7 miles. Maya proposed Central Trail. Rivers, bridges, food trucks, if they survived. Jackson's phone pinged every quarter mile with stride data. Around mile 4, she caught him staring at his screen. "You know you can look up, right? The sky won't crash." "Metrics predict outcome," he replied. "Feelings predict perseverance." She patted her chest. "Science, too." At a water fountain, she noticed his shoe rubbing raw skin near the ankle. From her neon fanny pack emerged a Paw Patrol Band-Aid. He balked, but the blister smarted. She applied the Band-Aid with kindergarten teacher precision. "Captain Crunch would approve," she said. Week 3, Jackson discovered a bizarre anticipation when 6:30 approached. Like refreshing a dashboard, waiting for green indicators. Only the green indicator was Maya, neon-clad, waving. During cool-down stretches, she talked about kids who learned the letter M that day and spent recess yelling, "Mmm," at pigeons. Jackson found himself laughing, which felt foreign, like dusting off rusted gears. Tuesday night, she asked about his childhood. He offered bullet points: single mom, scholarship, coding. He left out the heavy part. Friday afternoon, Investor Day melted his brain. Stocks wobbled. He contemplated canceling the run and sending a pep talk emoji instead. But at 6:30, he showed. Tension coiled in his shoulders. Maya noticed. "Let's trade," she said as they jogged. "You hand me one worry, I hand you one joy. This seems inefficient." "Humor me," he tried. "Fine. Worry. Regulators might break our API agreements." Joy. My student Hattie tied her shoes solo after 8 attempts and yelled, "I'm a knot master." Oddly, the exchange diluted his cortisol. By mile 3, he'd offloaded 2 additional anxieties. She countered with a lunchbox joke and a story about glitter catastrophes. Week 4, long-run target. 13 miles, half-marathon distance. They met at dawn to beat heat. Jackson supplied optimized pacing segments. Maya supplied homemade strawberry muffins, though she'd used applesauce instead of oil because science says moist. Around mile 10, Jackson's breathing hit ragged edges. He prided himself on discipline, but today's steps felt like late-stage IPO rounds. Endless. Maya sensed it. "Want to deploy the alphabet game? Is that a derivative product?" She explained. "Pick a theme. This time, things that make you smile. Then name one for each letter." "A. Airplane window sunrises," she began. He hesitated, then, "B. Bandwidth," she laughed. They made it to Z. "Zoos that are sanctuaries, not cages." Before his watch vibrated, 13 miles achieved. Week 5. During Wednesday's cool-down, Maya revealed the marathon raised money to buy adaptive tablets for children with motor disabilities. Jackson's company built haptic feedback tools. He promised to procure devices at cost. Her eyes shimmered, the glimmer that preceded either gratitude tears or confetti. She said, "Sometimes the world feels like a puzzle with missing pieces. Today, you clicked one in." He swallowed words that threatened to emerge. That night, insomnia prowled. He kept replaying Maya's grin, the way she high-fived passing joggers as if awarding medals. He realized he no longer asked how many publicity photos were captured. He asked what flavor recovery drink awaited. Week 6, 3 weeks until race day. Mileage peaked at 20. On the schedule, Saturday loomed like a boss level. Friday evening thunder slammed the city. Jackson texted, "Rain delay?" Her response, "Rain is just sky sweat. Meet at 6? I'll bring extra socks." At 5:59 a.m., she bounced beneath a bus shelter, wearing a rainbow poncho, water-hammered pavement. Jackson arrived in sleek weatherproof gear that cost 4 digits. "Today, we earn epic points," she said. Puddles swallowed their shoes, but she sang "Singing in the Rain," substituting lines about mitochondria, the kindergarten science unit. At mile 16, his left calf cramped. He halted, grimacing. "Talk me through the sensation," she said. Her voice turned calm, the same tone she likely used when 5-year-olds cut their own bangs. She guided him through stretches, produced a mini foam roller from her Mary Poppins bag, and massaged the knot. Pain subsided. They carried on, emerging soaked and triumphant at 20 miles. In Jackson's memory archive, few victories equaled this. No funding round, no product launch. Just 2 drenched idiots laughing. Cool down under the shelter, steam rose from their bodies. Maya wrung her ponytail. Water splattered like silver strings. She looked at him, eyes soft. "Finish line's getting close." He nodded, feeling something shift. A tectonic plate sliding toward new geography. Confession night, the following Thursday. Coach Denise held a check-in meeting. Jackson arrived late. The room buzzed with carb-loading tips. He located Maya near a craft table of poster markers. "Want to decorate our cheering sign?" she asked. "I'm thinking glitter, but if you're allergic, I'm fine." He picked a blue marker, attempted bubble letters. They bled like Rorschach blots. She giggled. Afterward, they walked to the parking lot. Warm July air smelled of grass clippings and distant barbecue. "Maya," he blurted, "earlier you asked my favorite smell. I didn't know, but after that rain run, wet asphalt mixed with strawberry muffins." She smiled, quiet for once. "I should tell you why I really do these charity things," he continued, words tumbling. "My little sister Emily had leukemia. Donations bought her a tablet so she could draw when treatments wiped her out. She passed before the marathon she hoped to run. I kept building tech, telling myself efficiency mattered more than feelings, because feelings hurt." Maya touched his arm. Her hand was tiny but steady. "Thanks for trusting me with that." He exhaled, shoulders lighter. "Your turn," he said, voice rough. "Any burdens behind the glitter?" She shrugged. "I had a speech impediment as a kid. Couldn't say half the alphabet. Teachers dismissed me. One believed, got me therapy. Now I help littles find their voices. I run because every mile shouts, 'I can.'" They stood, stories mingling in the humid air like fireflies. Something unspoken pulsed between them, but both stepped back, cautious caretakers of new territory. Taper weeks training eased to let muscles recover. Without daily mileage, their evening runs felt too short, conversations cliff-hung. Yet anticipation built. 2 nights before race day, Maya texted, "Carb-load pasta party at my place. Warning, sauce may contain hidden veggie puns." Jackson surprised himself by typing, "I'm in. I own 0 sweatpants. Hope that's allowed." Her apartment brimmed with evidence of kid influence, finger paint magnets, a couch throw printed with alphabet animals. They ate spaghetti while a playlist of movie scores played. She insisted he sample her lavender honey lemonade. He insisted on washing dishes. Later, they reviewed the marathon course map on her coffee table. She pointed to mile 18 near the art museum. "Worst hill. We name it Mount Owie to reduce fear." He chuckled. "I'll optimize our energy gels accordingly." As he left, she pressed a tiny envelope into his hand. Open on race morning, she said. Race day dawn cracked pink over the city. 20,000 runners milled near the start. Jackson's PR team hovered, cameras poised, but he waved them off, scanning for neon planets. Maya emerged wearing a custom tank. Team Mason, a mashup of their names. Glitter, of course. She handed him a laminated card. Our pacing plan, teacher style. It listed miles and motivational words, each starting with sequential letters. A for adventure, B for bravery, all the way to Z for zero regrets. He laughed. You laminated our race strategy. I laminate everything worth keeping. National anthem, confetti cannon, and they were off. Miles 110 flew. Legs fresh, crowd roar electric. Jackson followed the laminated ABCs. Determination, empathy, fortitude. The city felt smaller with Maya beside him, high-fiving spectators, thanking volunteers by name printed on their badges. Mile 13, halfway. His smartwatch calculated a personal record pace. Ego whispered, surge ahead, secure glory. He glanced at Maya, who slowed to grab orange slices for both of them. Choice made, he stayed. Mile 18, Mount Owie. Runners around them shuffled like zombies. Rain clouds gathered, sky sweat encore. Halfway up the incline, Jackson's ankle rolled on a pothole. A wet snap, white pain. He staggered. Maya caught his elbow. Talk to me. Voice calm, eyes fierce. She steered him to the curb. He tested weight, sharp fire, but tolerable. Ligament strain, he hissed. Medical volunteers approached with a stretcher. Jackson's vision tunneled. Months of training, publicity, his own obsession with control, poised to crumble. Maya interceded. He can walk. Tape? They taped the ankle tight. Medical advised, dropping out. Jackson's jaw locked. I'm fine. Maya met his gaze. Heroics are overrated. Finishing together isn't. He hated weakness, but he hated disappointing her more. Okay, we walk-run. For the next 6 miles, they employed intervals. Run 3 minutes, walk 1. Crowd energy reignited. Kids held signs. Go random strangers! Maya read every sign aloud, like a bedtime story. Jackson focused on her voice, the pain receding into a dull metronome. Mile 25, final water station. She produced a small card from her pocket. Time to open, she said. Inside was a Paw Patrol Band-Aid and a handwritten note. For the next blister life throws at you. Remember, you don't have to fix everything alone. M. His throat tightened. He slid the Band-Aid into his wrist sweatband like a talisman. Last mile. The state capitol dome glimmered ahead, finish banner fluttering. Thousands cheered. Jackson's ankle burned, but his heart burned hotter. Maya extended her hand. Ready to graduate kindergarten of running? He clasped it. They sprint-limped the final 100 meters, hands still locked. Flashbulbs erupted, medals draped. He'd expected triumph to feel like champagne metrics. Instead, it felt like sticky orange slices, laminated letters, in a small, warm hand not letting go. Post-race med tent iced his ankle. Maya hovered, offering pretzels shaped like dinosaurs. The PR team snapped photos of them laughing. For once, Jackson didn't mind. Coach Denise stomped over, salute crisp. Outstanding teamwork, she said. You two planning the half Ironman next? Maya laughed. Jackson murmured, let's start with brunch. They hobbled to the family meeting area. Maya's students, wearing capes, shrieked and swarmed. One held a glitter poster. Maya and Jackson make Miles smile. Jackson crouched gingerly to high-five them. Cameras captured a CEO amid confetti, grinning like a 5-year-old who discovered recess lasted forever. When the crowd drifted, Maya turned to him. So, Mr. Metrics, what's the data say about post-marathon feelings? He considered that old podcast line about emotions as bugs. I was wrong. Feelings are features, she beamed. Beta test dinner Friday? He took her hand again, ankle throbbing but spirit light. Friday. And Saturday, We laminate the word us. The finish line arched behind them, deflated as volunteers packed up. But the race, they knew, had only begun. One with no mile markers, paced by shared laughter, powered by strawberry muffins, and mutual faith that even cynical hearts can learn to sprint toward joy.